Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
On some days, we are a little bit short. There are times where calls will wait because of the number of calls that have come into the department.
West Fargo bills itself as a city on the grow, and to keep pace, the police department is saying it needs more staff. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight.
The department is advertising for patrol officers on social media, and Chief Mike Wrighton says they also need to fill other positions, including another investigator. As Valley News Team's Bradford Eric reports, every Metro Police Department reports being understaffed.
Chief Wrighton says it concerns him that sometimes his officers can't respond as quickly as he'd like when you're in a dire situation.
When we come together as chiefs, whether it's here in the state of North Dakota or elsewhere in the nation, is the difficulty in locating qualified candidates for the position.
Right now, there are 50 officers and investigators keeping you safe in West Fargo. By the end of the year, Wrighton wants that up to at least 51, if not more.
Well, the process to add more staff is quite time consuming. We have to first take applications, test, interview, and then develop a waiting list or a hiring list to select officers from.
Chief Wrighton says it takes a year, sometimes longer, before a new officer is out on the street. He plans to also ask the city for another investigator and patrol officer soon. Chief Wrighton says they just aren't seeing the numbers of applicants that they've had in years past. As we said, every department in the Metro wants more officers. Fargo police say they have 14 vacancies with 6 candidates starting the end of this month. And right now they have less than 1.3 officers per 1,000 people. FBI stats suggest departments be at between 1.6 to 2. Moorhead police say right now they have 55 officers with 3 vacancies, but that they are in the hiring process for those positions. Data suggests this isn't a local problem either, since the events of Ferguson, Missouri, coupled with tougher standards for new applicants, nationwide police recruiters are feeling the pinch. Andrea?
All right, thank you, Bradford. The International Association of Chiefs of Police say ratios of population to police force should not be the only factor when staffing departments. We have posted more from the association online. Just visit valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
Certainly good grass growing weather today. It was cool and wet. Let's find out if that's going to continue tonight. Hutch?
Well, it does look cool and wet, especially in the Southern Valley, as we're seeing some clearing take place up to the north. They've dried out throughout the afternoon. At least we don't have the 1 to 4 feet of snow that our neighbors in Colorado do. But things are really spreading out in southeast North Dakota with a wet night ahead. The heaviest of the rain showers are spreading through, well, the Dickey and Sargent County and southern Richland County areas, as well as northeast South Dakota now. And a few sprinkles not far west and north of Fargo-Moorhead are drifting slowly to the north-northwest. So the best chance of rain will come late tonight. Temperatures falling through the 50s. It will be breezy. And then a chance of some overnight soaking showers for many of us in the south. I'll have details on what you can expect coming up here in just a few moments.
All right, thanks, Hutch. After the recent rain, Grand Forks has lifted its burn ban. That's Grand Forks County. However, it's noted that if conditions change, another burning ban could be put in place. As a reminder, you're asked to contact your local fire department or sheriff's office prior to burning so they are aware.
Grand Forks police are looking for this man, and they're asking for your help. His name is Robert Murphy, and he was last seen on March 3rd. His family is concerned about his welfare. If you have any information about Murphy, you're asked to contact police.
A Fargo man will spend 5 years behind bars for robbing a Gate City bank in Fargo. Jeremy Feline was arrested last year. He was sentenced today. He was also ordered to pay over $3,000 in restitution, as well as pay for a $100 special assessment to the Crime Victims Fund. Prosecutors say in April of last year, Feline entered the Gate City Bank on South University Drive in Fargo and slid a note across the counter stating no alarms, no die packs, no GPS, cash, and demanded money from the bank teller. Feline left the bank with over $7,000, but was later caught in St. Cloud, Minnesota.
University of North Dakota President Ed Schaefer released a proposed budget today that calls for some sweeping cuts across campus. The state has asked UND to cut $21 million out of its spending budget over the coming years. It's an effort to make up a $1 billion state budget shortfall caused by the sagging energy economy. In general, the proposed budget calls for some departments cutting faculty, which may be achieved through retirements. Cuts are also planned for a few administrative positions, and the sign language and music therapy programs would also be cut. Athletics already announced it's cutting the baseball and golf programs.
These are the ones that we're suggesting, that we're recommending. We're looking now for the input. We're asking people to give us their thoughts or how they might redirect it or change it. Then final decisions will be made.
Schaefer will listen to the comments regarding all this at a public forum on Wednesday from 1 to 3 in the afternoon at UND's Memorial Union. If you'd like to look at budget details, we have it for you online. Just go to valleynewslive.com and click on this story.
Several protesters went door to door today to bring attention to the church's decision to lift the suspension of Father Joseph Jeyapaul. Jeyapaul is a former Minnesota priest who pleaded guilty to child sex crimes. He is being reinstated and could be working with children again. After his guilty plea in 2015, he was sent back to his native country of India. One of his victims and a member of the group Survivors Network of those abused by priests is looking for others who were harmed by Jeyapaul. With his suspension lifted, Jeyapaul could return to ministry work in India, something that scares victims.
That was just crushing. I honestly can't explain. I felt completely re-victimized all over again. And that just made it very clear to me that I had to do something more.
To learn more about the SNAP network, we have a link to their website. Just head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest stories like this one, weather, breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day.
Construction season is underway, and for drivers in Fargo, that means getting around on 13th Avenue will soon become difficult. Digital signboards are warning you of what is to come on 13th Avenue South. It's going to be rebuilt between 38th and 44th Streets. So that means the work will stretch from just east of Kohl's and Denny's all the way to West Acres. That is arguably one of the busiest pieces of real estate in the metro area, carrying some 30,000 vehicles every day. The $9 million project is aimed at cutting down on congestion and crashes by providing 6 lanes for traffic. Engineers say 13th will remain open, but there will only be 1 lane in each direction. And you're going to have to put up with this inconvenience for a while. The work isn't scheduled to be completed until the end of October.
The Dakota Boys and Girls Ranch in West Fargo is temporarily closed this morning after a vehicle ran into the building. We want to show the mess. Authorities say the vehicle went over the curb and hit the side of the building. Police say 61-year-old Janice Bolger of Fargo is trying to park in a parking spot and then to brake. When she went to brake, the vehicle lurched ahead over the curb and into the west side of the building. The driver was not ticketed.
Warmer weather over the last few weeks has given a lot of us spring fever, so you can imagine some people's surprise when they went to play tennis at a local middle school and found it locked up.
Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker spoke to Fargo Public Schools to find out why.
There's a park there. It should be available for my daughter to be able to go and play.
Derek Palmer lives a block from Carlman Middle School and says it's not right for the school to keep their tennis courts, track, and playground locked up.
Well, if it's there and available, why not let everybody use it?
Superintendent Jeff Schatz tells us the district's stance on the community using their facilities.
Our facilities are open to the public when we don't have students participating. In other words, physical education classes, sports programs, those types of things.
An open door and broken chain were all that was left after the ball started rolling on this story about the facilities being locked up.
What I'm understanding is that the one at Carl Ben has not been open, and so we are correcting that, and those fields will be open, just like the signs say out front.
There's no point in having something be built if you can't use it. That doesn't make any sense to me, especially if it was built with our taxpayer money.
Cornelius Hawker, Valley News Live.
The district also says they don't know how long the facilities has been locked up, but stressed to us that it will remain open for public use and asked people to follow the rules posted. Now, this story came to us through our Whistleblower Hotline. If you need help with an issue in your community, we advise you to give us a call at this number, 701-237-6576. Do so and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work to expose the truth.
Some good news for all you anglers out there, what the Department of Natural Resources is doing to make sure there's enough walleye to go around this year.
Temperatures today hit the 60s to the south and east of Fargo. They've been milder there. It's cool in the Devil's Lake Basin. Typically, we see upper 50s this time of the year, and that's exactly where we'll be at tomorrow. But a chance of rain to tell you about. Details are next.